Putin only thinks about war. That's a fact.
And that statement, among many others, is why we are heading to a showdown. It is imminent. It's going to be happening over the next 24 to 48 hours. We have statements from Zelensky, statements from Trump, and also Putin today talking about the great bear of Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. June the 24th, 2025, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as I'm recording this. As you can see in the thumbnail, the showdown is here. Nobody's talking about it because the world has been focused so much on Iran and Israel and all the accolades now that are floating around the world for President Donald Trump, and he's giving himself the Nobel Peace Prize. But the reality is the war in Ukraine is escalating significantly, and I don't want to delay. I want to jump straight in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing, liking, and commenting, subscribing. We're growing, and we deeply appreciate each and every one of you. Now, what has happened? So what has happened is, after everything unfolded yesterday, Zelensky is in Europe for the NATO meetings. He was in the UK meeting with Starmer. And then today, he has made some statements. He was interviewed on Sky News, and that's where the clip at the beginning, I'll play the full for you now. And additionally, he was speaking at the NATO summit. So he made these statements prior to Donald Trump even leaving the United States and heading for the NATO meeting. Also have statements of Trump on Air Force One. And then you guys decide for yourselves. What are your thoughts in the comments? Are we heading for a showdown? I absolutely not only believe so, I'm confident enough to say I know so. It's imminent and it's incoming. Here you go. This is Zelensky at NATO.
Putin only thinks about war. That's a fact. Maybe he connects his own political survival with his ability to keep killing. So long as he kills, he lives. And our intelligence confirmed this. Russia is even planning new military operations on NATO territory, meaning your countries, and this war is now on in Ukraine, and it's to get prepared, well, to be ready. No doubt we must stop Putin now and in Ukraine, but we have to understand that his objectives reach beyond Ukraine. European countries need to increase defense spending. We believe that 5% of GDP is the right level. A united Europe can create a defense capability that will destroy Russia's illusion that war with Europe could bring it anything. To kill that illusion faster, we must take away Russia's ability to continue this war against Ukraine with impunity.
And I can tell you right now, this is going to fry Donald Trump. He probably has already seen it on Air Force One en route, but he's talking about, he being Zelensky, talking about Europe, and says, Russia's not stopping here. We have the intelligence. They're coming for you. And in just a few moments, I'm going to show you what the Baltic states and Poland are doing in regard to this. And I've seen this with my own eyes. He then talks about 5% spending, and he does not mention the United States at all. He just mentions the European Union, and we need to get this done because it's coming to a country near you. Now, that's number one. Number two, he's also interviewed on Sky News and asked about territory.
The very minimum Putin seems to want is the entirety of the 4 regions that he claims. It seems that Donald Trump is not going to get tough with Putin. Do you accept that the price for peace is now almost certainly going to be the breakup of your country? Do you accept that that is ultimately going to be the price for peace?
I don't believe that he is interested in these 4 regions. He wants to occupy Ukraine, just in the primitive sense of the word physical occupation.
There you have it, and he's spot on, because if it was just the 4 regions, which are Lugansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, and Kherson, we wouldn't be talking about Dnipropetrovsk region. We would not be talking about Sumy and Chernigiv regions and seeing the buildup of more Russian military. Zelensky and the military have been talking about the buildup in Belarus for over a month now. and everybody's ignoring it, and Kellogg's going there hugging Lukashenko. This is the reality of what is happening, and this is going to fry Donald Trump when he sees this, and this is why I stand behind the thumbnail and the title. The showdown is imminent. It's going to happen. Trump feeling really spicy right now, coming out today, heading to Air Force One and dropping F-bombs and blasting everybody. It's going to happen. Now, what also makes me think this? Two statements that he made just a little while ago on Air Force One en route to Europe. This is Trump speaking.
Think you'll meet with Zelensky when you're there?
Yeah, probably. I'll see him. Yeah.
What would you say to him?
Say, how you doing? He's in a tough situation. Should have never been there.
You see, you going to talk to Zelensky? Yeah. What are you going to talk about? I'll say, hey, how you doing? Well, he should have never been in that position. They then go on to talk about Putin making a deal.
Mr. President, if there's language in the final summit declaration about aggression by Russia, would you be okay with that kind of language?
Well, I'll have to take a look at it. But, I'd like to see a deal with Russia. As you know, Vladimir called me up. He said, can I help you with Iran? I said, no, I don't need help with Iran. I need help with you. And I hope we're going to be getting a deal done with Russia.
Why are we getting a deal done with Russia? The invading terrorist nation, wanted war criminal. No mention of the terror that is unfolding in Ukraine, the destruction and the death of which I'm getting to share with you one of the largest attacks that have happened since the war began in the city of Dnipro. No mention of, we're going to take care of Ukraine. We're going to work this out. We're going to come to a peaceful situation. We're going to take care of Ukraine. We're going to figure out what to do with Russia. No, we're just going to make a deal with Russia. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, there's a showdown coming. And we know Donald Trump is going to side with Vladimir Putin. He's already said it. He just said it right there. He wants to make a deal, and he'll just ask Zelensky, how you doing? You should have never been in that situation. This is where we are at today, June the 24th, 2025. Now, in regard to that Ukrainian reality, Zelensky putting out the information, as of now, more than 200 people are known to have been injured in the Dnipropetrovsk region, Dnipro city specifically, and other little towns. Unfortunately, 17 people have now died, and there will be more. The rubble is still being cleared. The death toll, unfortunately, will increase. My condolences to all the relatives and friends. The strike affected a lot of civilian infrastructure, homes, schools, even a regular passenger train that was going from Odessa to Dnipropetrovsk. Over 500 passengers were on the train. 5 carriages were destroyed. Fortunately, no casualties on the train. There were wounded people, but no loss of life from the train. It's really unbelievable. That's incredible. I'm not going to show video of these strikes, guys. They're bad. I'll just show you this one little blurred image here. This is the passenger train, a rail car. And yes, you can see the pillow there. 4 Iskander missiles were used in this attack, plus accompanying shaheeds. A lot of damage in the city of Dnipro, infrastructure, educational and medical institutions, administrative buildings, buildings of the state emergency service, passenger train infrastructure, where diesels are repaired. 46 high-rise buildings. Everybody think about that a moment. Have taken damage. 46. 41 private houses, several dormitories for schools, more than 100 cars were damaged, and also a service station, gas station, outbuildings, and shopping pavilions. It was a massive strike there on Dnipro. And it was just not Dnipro. Sumy being hit hard, Kherson being hit hard, also in the Donetsk region, Kramatorsk and Slavyansk being hit hard. But we want to make a deal. Putin. Really? You see, this is what we have here coming out from Donald Trump among so many tweets, whatever. But I want you to look at this one. Now that we have made peace abroad, we must finish the job here at home by passing the great, big, beautiful bill and getting the bill to my desk ASAP. He goes on and keeps talking, but that's what he's talking about. Now that we have made peace abroad. So I have a question for all of you. This is another comment you can put in the comments. Does this look like peace abroad? It's absolute delusion. And that is why I firmly believe we're on a collision course. Zelensky, Trump, and Putin. Now, to confirm what Zelensky said, Europe is building a new Iron Curtain with millions of landmines. This has been reported by The Telegraph and multiple places. But the reason I'm sharing it is because I've actually seen it in Poland. I've seen the fortifications they have begun to build and prepare for with my own eyeballs. So you're seeing this Iron Curtain here from Finland, coming down through Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, into Poland. Does this look like peace in the world? No, it does not look like peace. And it's not the time to make a deal with Vladimir Putin. This looks to me like 1965 Cold War, Iron Curtain. Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland announcing their withdrawal from the Ottawa Convention on the prohibition of anti-personnel mines. If you're wondering what the little red star there is in the middle of all the blue, that is the region of Kaliningrad. Yes, right there by the gap between Poland, Belarus, connecting to Kaliningrad. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what peace looks like right now in Ukraine and Russia. But one thing for sure, we're on a collision course. And I imagine there's going to be some serious fireworks with rhetoric once Donald Trump arrives into the meetings at NATO. We will keep you updated. Thank you for sharing the truth, especially in regard to the attacks on Dnipro and the statements that are floating around. You guys be blessed, and we'll be back at you.